Donald Trump is implementing his authoritarian rule, and it's going to now stretch past his mass migration and deportation policies. It's now stretching to what you could always expect in the people that he's always hated.
Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people, really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. 24 of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America are run by Democrat mayors. 50 people were murdered in Chicago in recent weeks, with hundreds being shot. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and order. We have proven that it can be done because we did it right here in D.C., in District of Columbia. The capital of America was a bloodthirsty, horrible, dangerous place, one of the worst. And now it's a crime-free city, and we're going to keep it that way. It can be done. It can happen fast. All we want is, please, Mr. President, we need help. Chicago needs help. Other cities need help. We'll do what has to be done because we're going to make America safe again, and that includes our big cities. We're going to make those cities safe.
Let me tell you what the President of the United States is doing. He's pulling the same old playbook that's, again, from the roots of this country. You demonize minorities, the easy ones to target, and you say, this is why we now have to take over every aspect of your life. Crime, scary. You notice right after he said thugs and killers, which he doesn't always bring up thugs when he's talking about all his other authoritarian policies. But right after he mentions thugs, in comes this story of this black man stabbing this white woman to death on a train. Immediately from that point, we have to talk about how this great woman was about to have a wonderful life, had her whole life ahead of her, never seen a problem in her life. Nothing else was ever happened to her or would have happened to her if not for those thug, Negro, black men. Everyone has to be vicious. Time for vicious law and order. They don't understand anything else. It's the same language that W. Bush used when we invaded Iraq in 2003. We have to go after these terrorists because they don't know anything else except for viciousness and attacks and war. We have to preemptively strike because if we let them strike first, we're going to be dead, because he knows the life's blood of this country's history and its roots is based in racism. Let's introduce a black person killing a white person, and now it's time for more invasions.
We need to confirm to the American people that they do not need to fear for their lives when they drive to the grocery store or they pick up their son or daughter from school. This is common sense, and I cannot for the life of me understand how the Democrats think this is some sort of winning political message. Yield, man. Let the troops come into your city and show how crime can be reduced. It's a morale boost for the country, and it's safe and right for everybody involved. So if they want to go down that road, they're going to go down that road. But we're going to keep talking about common sense, and we're going to keep delivering. Thank you.
Yield, man. Let the troops come into your city. Yield. Sounds pretty rapey to me, and considering Mike Johnson supporting a pedophile rapist in the White House, it makes a lot of sense that he's talking about how you should just sit back and let it happen. because this authoritarian regime is going to steamroll this country no matter what. They have invaded the country, and now they want you to sit back and accept it. Very similar to the way that the guy from Project 2025 Heritage Foundation screed was saying, this revolution will be bloodless.
We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Kevin Roberts, the revolution will be bloodless as long as the left allows it to be. And this is the same kind of mindset and the same kind of language that here now Mike Johnson's using. Do you guys want to see more how blatant this is? Donald Trump started with a black man killing a white woman on a train. Then Mike Johnson then jumped over to talking about how everyone needs to yield to his authoritarianism. Here's Joel Webbin, who's a white Christian nationalist who gets a lot of attention and who also gets all kinds of clout and breaks from MAGA Republicans to make them some kind of authoritarian and a normalcy in our language and our speaking. Check out what he thinks good white Christians should do.
If you're a Christian white parent who loves the Lord and loves your children, that you need to have the talk. The talk that we're referencing is the talk that takes your children according to their maturity at the proper time, the appropriate time, and says, there are certain parts of town that you cannot go. And there are certain people that you cannot be around.
Yep.
Right? If there's someone who is black in our church and they've been in our church and we know them and they love the Lord Jesus Christ, great. We're not talking about that person, right. But we're talking about when you go into a crowd of people. If you go into a crowd of strangers and they're white strangers, there's some danger. If they're black strangers, there is 30 times more danger. Them's the facts. And it is actually a failure of your parental duty. White parents, please hear me. If you teach your children growing up, if you lie to them and say, all people and all races of people in our country are the same. They are not. You are actually depriving your child of factual, truthful information that could save their life.
The races are not the same. Black people are more prone to death, murder, violence, and rape than good old pristine white people are. I think it sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure it sounds familiar. Matter of fact, it's the basis for all the things that we've implemented in laws in our past that we don't like to teach our children. Those pristine white children that should only trust the good black people that are in your church, despite the fact that we've seen countless numbers of folks in churches that have committed all kinds of crimes against children. But he's a good white Christian. I feel like we heard of another regime in very recent history that used Christianity as a crutch as to why they're the pristine ones, why they're the moral ones, then while they start murdering people.